Hey, welcome back to our 30-day challenge. Today's day 6, yes, in true auctioneer form. Auctioneer bid spotter, as you may or may not know, that is part of my multi-passionate entrepreneur hat, that we own an auction company. And so when you're a bid spotter or taking bids and you need to give the auctioneer a number, like bidder number 6 was the winner, that's one of the codes. Okay, way too much information. Okay, let's talk about what the topic is for day 6. Let's quickly jump over and see what is in store to answer. Day 6, whatever tickles your fancy. And I'm laughing because it is food. It looks like I shared something to do with food last time. And funny enough, I knew that a couple of these days were coming up. And so whatever tickles your fancy, I'm actually going to take you on a little journey in day 6. And I recorded last weekend, and I didn't know when I would actually use the content, but I'm excited to share with it here after, of course, my reaction to the other video, is my love for food. But I'm really a domestic diva in training, not very good in the kitchen. But I made my favorite Joe T. Garcia, these amazing nachos, Tex-Mex food inspired by a wonderful restaurant that I love the ambience of it in Fort Worth, Texas, called Joe T. Garcia. So I made some at home because I was craving them, and my family, my boys and my hubby were out of town. So I made them for myself. And in true Canadian style, because that's where I was born and raised, so a little Canada mixed with Mexico, here in Texas, I made poutine. And so you're going to dive into my crazy eclectic brunch. And again, if you want to stay tuned, watch it. But here we go. Whatever tickles your fancy. So I'm curious to see share something exciting, random for me to watch. Maybe you've got your own 30-day challenge that you got going, whether it's on social media, YouTube here, wherever, on your blog, and post below so that I can go and watch what you've got going on. So let's jump over here for a quick second and see what I shared 11 years ago when I did this before. And I still love Lindor chocolates. That's what it looks like that we're sharing. So let's go.
We're going to keep this G-rated, as my husband kind of giggled when he heard that saying. However, I'm going to talk about my favorite kind of chocolate. I absolutely love dessert. I totally live by the motto, eat dessert first.
Yes,
I remember
eat dessert
last
first.
Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, we were in Texas visiting John's family, and his nanny is phenomenal at baking desserts. And I was totally in the dessert area, or that devouring that table way before I was eating the hot and salads and everything else. So anyhow, here I am talking about my favorite kind of chocolate, and I have some with me. They're Lindor chocolates. I actually got these for Valentine's Day, of all things, and there's still a couple left in the bottom of the bag. Kind of hard to believe if I'm really addicted to them. But if this maybe would be more familiar, they're little red containers. So if you're ever looking to get me a nice gift that's sweet, this is a really good idea.
So I still love Lindor chocolates, and I actually really like mini eggs. This is totally off topic, but I tend to stash some after Easter, and this is my feel sorry for myself stash. Good old CVS. They're in my drawer, but don't tell anybody. If you ever come to my house, they're hiding. There's only 3 bags left, and it's got to get me through till next April or next March, whenever Easter is. Okay, I'm out. Have an absolutely amazing day. I hope that you are thriving, and I can't wait to hear whatever tickles your fancy. Post it below and stay tuned so that you can watch how to make your own amazing, delicious foods that, if I can make it, anybody can. See you later. Have an awesome day. Hey. So I am craving some poutine. So I'm going to cook up some crinkle cut fries. I found some cheese curds, and I'm going to make some gravy. Anyhow, typically I would fry French fries, which is horrible. Anyhow, I'm going to try out the air fryer. I'll turn them on for 8 minutes here and see what we can get out of that, and we'll go from there. All right, 5 minutes in, I'm going to flip these around. Something else that I really am wanting to enjoy is like a nacho, big nacho. And they make the absolute best ones at Joe T. Garcia's in Fort Worth, which is over an hour drive away. So I'm gonna make my own. I'm gonna try frying one. I'm not a big fan of frying things anymore since you have to use Lange-Zinger air fryer, but I'm gonna turn this guy on about half heat, about medium heat, and get it to warm up. Okay, I'm gonna make my tortilla for my big nacho that mocks the Joe T. Garcia creation. And so you can kind of hear, okay, so we're gonna put it in, and I'm going to get a pair of bigger ones here, and we'll flip it. So be careful, get yourself a splatter guard because it'll get you. All right, let's do it. All right, get yourself a plate with some paper towel on it because this is gonna come off hot. All right, on this episode of Cooking for One with my eclectic meal, I'm gonna make some turkey gravy for my poutine. I'm not sure it's gonna work, but something salty will be good. And so I'm actually only gonna make a quarter of this package because I don't really need it. So I'll put the rest of it in a Ziploc, and if it works, I'll maybe have some more another time. So here we go. I'm gonna mix some water in here and make it up. Again, my eclectic meal, I'm waiting for these to kind of get some oil drained off of them. And then I'm going to make I'm gonna call this my Canadian accent, maybe like a little Tex-Mex and a little bit of Canadian food, my eclectic lunch. All right, a downfall that I realized is that there is like zero grease on these. So we're gonna actually put them back in the grease. When they come out, I'm gonna put seasoning salt on them. And I got the gravy ready to go. And then I was thinking about it. I mean, they come in like this crazy styrofoam container. You put the fries in it, and then you put the cheese curds on top. Remember, I'm making my eclectic meal here. Put the cheese curds, which again, I'm not sure that they're the right ones, but on top. And then put the gravy, and then I think it's like the fact that they're like melting, so I'm gonna put this on top. So here we go. All right, I'm sure no doctor would recommend this. A whole bunch of seasoning salt on some French fries, layered on top of cheese that you and I both know is full of sodium. 210 milligrams, goodness gracious. All right, I'm hoping, my goal is for the cheese to melt when we get this, and that's still warm. I just took off the gravy, so here we go. Let's layer it up and see how it makes out. All right, it's best served warm. The cheese hasn't really melted like I thought it might, but you know what? That's okay. All right, back to my big nachos that are inspired by Joe T. Garcia's. If you have ever ate a jalapeno, you know how hot they are. So I love this Pampered Chef contraption, cutter, whatever you want to call it. Anyhow, I'm gonna go and set cheddar on it, and oven is ready. We'll put it in the oven in a second. All right, I just chopped these up and I'm already trying to grab my breath. They are stout, to say the least. All right, spread the jalapeno, the chopped up jalapeno, and all right, cheese is on, ready to go in. All right, they're in. They're gonna warm up quick, so timer needs to be set. A timer is necessary for me because I get distracted. I get all over the place. Hey, okay, I'm about to enjoy my very eclectic brunch. That's what we're gonna call this. I probably should have ate that a few minutes ago, but I was excited to have this also. So I'm gonna call this brunch Robyn style because I'm at home by myself and I can eat whatever I want. So for some reason, this carb-filled, delicious, high-calorie treat is it. The cheese did melt a little. So let's get a bite with some gravy and a delicious French fry. Nostalgic right there. Right back to Burger Baron days. There we go. It's decent. It actually is really decent. It's delicious, but I'm not going to need to make it all the time. So, it was delicious. Good thing I only made one little boat. There's some more fries, but I'm out of gravy, so my enjoyment is done, and that's okay. But Remember I was saying that I was having a eclectic brunch. You ever gone out and ate, or like trying to decide where to go and you're like, wherever, whatever, I don't care. Well, I guess when I'm home by myself, which is very rare, this is like the second time since they've been in this, and you know, the boys are gone camping. So this is Tex-Mex, which is gonna be completely different. I'm not sure why I decided to put these together, but after we drink a little bit of water, we'll clean our palate and we're gonna go into our whatever you fancy eclectic brunch edition here. I am very happy with how this turned out. And it's crispy and it's the cheese is melted and the jalapeno. It's gonna be so good. The jalapeno has some kick. Woo! Ooh. Very much so. Oh boy. Remember we started with a fresh corn tortilla, like in a bag, I guess. I don't know how fresh it is when it comes, but and we made it crispy ourselves just with a little bit of grease. So it hasn't been packaged in a little container for too long, like crispy, I guess. So it's nice and freshly crisp. Does that make sense? Okay. Whew, it's warm. I need to get some milk. See you later.